Alrighty, then we are back. In the famous words of Brian Barnaby, it's your boy Mike. We got the super producer Tony in the background.
Yep.
It's Down the Rabbit Hole, episode 7.
Wow, already?
Already.
Look at us, guys.
I know it's crazy because we have like 800 episodes on other shows, but for this is a newborn child right here.
I love a newborn child.
They're good for society. But we have the man, the myth, the legend. Know what you hold. Echo.
Yeah, with the shades on, baby.
Hell yeah.
Yo, we gonna have to break out of the matrix. Let's go.
Yes.
Yeah, baby.
Dude, looking good with the shades, honestly. He just threw them on before the show. I mean, you should be wearing those everywhere you go outside.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I gotta take off. I gotta like put on my shades, right, to like discern what everything going on outside.
Exactly. You know? What's that movie, Tony? That conspiracy movie with the wrestler, where he puts on the shades and then like he
sees the aliens,
and exactly. He sees who's what, and then like it'll say like Versace, and then when he puts the glasses on, it says obey.
Ah, that's your movie. I feel like you're the one who told me about it.
I did. Wrestler.
That was with Rowdy Piper, right?
Yes.
Rowdy Piper movie.
Jesse Ventura. No.
That's something about New York. I forgot what you. But I know what you're talking about.
8 o'clock. No, that's not it.
They Live.
8 o'clock in the morning. No,
They live. That's it. 1988.
Let's go. That's like They Live.
88. Let's go, bro. That's the year I was born.
Let's
go. And now here he is with the shades on. He sees it all.
Oh. Gematria. All right, let's just go to the first comments. We'll start off with the comments. I feel like I figured out we'll do a couple. Whoever gets in the beginning, we'll get you, and then we'll like in the middle, and then in the end.
Absolutely, dude. Here we go. Early and often, Matthew Gabriel says, "Let's go," and he says, "Get in the hole, baby."
Oh, we're in it.
He's down the rabbit hole. We're all down the rabbit hole. So is Nick Main saying 3 days no power in Houston.
Ooh, the hurricane maybe.
I don't know.
Has it gotten there? But we are gonna get into it. My boy Echo has launched a Telegram. Dude, I mean, first of all, tell people what it is. First and foremost, it's awesome. I'll tell you, and then I'm going to tell you what my favorite chats are in it.
Oh, absolutely. I want to thank you very much and thank everyone very much for all their love and support. I've been, giving like cryptic messages and letting people know that I was going to launch a Telegram, a public Telegram for over 2 weeks, right? And I actually, whenever I launched it, I kind of had a feeling it was gonna be popular. So I had to, in order to avoid like all the bots and everything, I had to just, cut it off, unfortunately, after 24 hours. But there's a method to my madness, right? And the reason why I created the Telegram was because I'm getting so many messages, so many DMs, right? And then so many people that just want to connect with me and the community that surrounds around me. So this was the very first time I opened up something to the public, right? And many people were speculating, stating that, Echo was going to open up a Telegram and it was going to be paid and, he was going to be a grifter and stuff. And I was just like, no, I'm not going to do that at all. For me, I feel like that if anything, my information I want to share is that, I want to work together with the community to try to find the truth, right? And try to navigate this new embarking new world that we're going into. And so because of I would say the information that I know because I feel like I'm living in two different worlds at one time, that I can share that information and help connect people. And, I obviously, I was able to grow this Telegram for over 24 hours, over 700 members. So shout out to everybody in the X Chain X community. Thank you. Let's go.
It's a lot. There's a lot going on there, and I love it. I'm excited to get to know more and more people as the years go on, honestly. But continue.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, we set it up in a way that we have different categories, right? All the way from your general, your regular general chat to, we're talking about gold, silver, conspiracy, right? Cryptocurrency. We're talking about, we're giving gems. There's technical analysis in there. We have a meme section. I mean, just pretty much, again, just a community based around just the information I like to share and the people that like to, the information that people like to talk about. Right. But more so, I mean, there is a lot going on in the background. It's not just, even though, yes, I create this this Telegram for the community to come together. In the background, there's a lot of things that are being in the works, and I'm excited to be able to share that in the near future, about everything that's being put into the work. But let's just say that my intention for the chain gang community is that we're gonna break barriers about what we're gonna be doing, and my intention is to drop jaws, right? I want to do it different than any other crypto person out there, right? On how they're creating the community, especially around Telegram. And I want to be able to be one of the first ones to do what I'm doing. So with that being said, right, just keep an eye out, everyone, with that.
Two things. One, you definitely are that dude, because that's why we have you. That's why we found you. We knew you were just transparent. You wear your heart on your sleeve, and that shows. Two, are you going to open it up again at any point for new members to join?
Yes. There will be a time that I will open it up again. But I have to reach a certain milestone in my roadmap first.
Copy.
So yeah. So as soon as I hit that milestone in my roadmap, do what I need to do, then I'll reopen it. So anybody that, and I've gotten, you should see my DMs of all the people that, couldn't get in, and they were upset because I did it for one day. I did it literally on July 4th, right?
Tony said, because of DMs.
Yeah.
So going there.
Say what?
He's always going there. He's going down that rabbit hole always.
But there will be a time that I will open it up again. But it'll be after I hit a certain peak of the roadmap. And I can't tell anybody like when that's going to be. I just want to let everybody know, just to stay aware, stay active, and just continue to follow me, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. Right. And again, I believe that what I'm about to do is going to be jaw dropping to a lot of individuals, and they're going to be like, "Holy crap!" Yeah, we'll see.
No, you definitely are. We've heard tidbits, and it's definitely next level ish. I'm gonna go over a couple of my favorite chats. Actually, I wrote down the list. The general chat, obviously, because that's just like a place I could just be like, hey, hope everyone has a great day. You know what I mean? Tap in, tap out. Put in some positivity there. So I do love that one. Also has the rules in there. The XRP group, obviously, you can't stop getting educated and news tidbits on what's going on in that community. Conspiracy Unveiled, I love that group as well. How to Crypto, the AI Quantum Tech group, Q, because I mean that rabbit hole is just like it's so interesting with the junior and as VP and all that stuff. I can't get it out of my head. US Debt Clock, obviously. And then the Legal Freedom Straw Man. Like that group, I'm going to need to take a month off of my life to go over everything in that already. And then another year to know what the hell I'm talking about and doing. Because I've known that Tony and I have mentioned it to Tony now, couple years now, and I've always said we just don't know how, but I know it's real. In that group, it is explained very well. So I'm excited. What are some of your favorite groups? Even though you them all.
No, all of them. I mean, to be honest with you, all of them. There's a reason why I created it, but I just love the engagement. I just love to bringing everyone together, and everybody has their opinions, their voices, and to be able to come into an area where it's safe, right? That's ultimately what I developed it for. and to share this much needed information that a lot of people don't like to talk about, or might be sensitive to some others, right? But also a place to learn. Ultimately, right, as we transition into this new environment and new world, right, this quantum leap that we're about to go through, a lot of people have a lot of questions, and they need help and guidance. And I hate the fact that I, if I could be honest, I really hate the fact that some people charge paywalls for information, and take advantage of people, right? Like, it's not saying that people don't need to make money, right? I'm not saying that. It's more so like, for something as massive as what we're about to go through, I feel like that, hey, you want to know what? Why don't you just help out somebody and like teaching them how to navigate this, this new environment, right? And then once they, you gain their trust, then, hey, you have other products you can offer, other services, then they'll more likely go, inclined to you to get that services, right? So, and that's why I more so like created, the Telegram. But also, again, that just community centric area, because this whole entire new environment, the new world that we're going to go into, is so massive, and it has to do with everything blockchain based, right? Whether you're talking about DeFi, NFT, real world assets, precious metals, I mean, all of that is all going to play a big critical role. And I was able to be blessed to experience, not just the XRP ledger, right? Because a lot of people are like, oh, he only talked about XRP. Well, anybody that's known me as long as I have been in the blockchain space knows that, I have a lot of experience within the Ethereum ecosystem, Solana, Binance, Phantom, Cosmos, right? It just got recently into the Ton community, right? Constellation DAG, HBAR, like all of these blockchain projects I've already experienced and I've been part of, right? So, the only reason why I talk about, XRP so much is because in order to change our whole entire world, we have to change the money. So that's where it first starts. And then, all the crypto bros and everything, they're already playing around on all the other side, with the meme coins and everything. So let them do what they have to do. Eventually we'll meet each other halfway.
No, I totally agree. It's crazy because that's always my thing with people. It's like, if it's education and it's stuff we should know, it should be free. And in the end, they're going to support you anyway. Like, for example, I always use Robert Kiyosaki as an example because he's got all of his stuff you could just get for free from his website to his YouTube. But then he also, you could buy his books and stuff like that if you want, and support him in that way. So it's always the best move, in my opinion, especially with education. XRP, any updates you want to give us in the XRP world?
I mean, there's always lots of updates in general, right? But we're still waiting on the lawsuit, of course.
Yeah.
In my opinion, when that thing ends, it's going to end at the right time. One of the most recent updates was that you can incorporate XRP into Salesforce. So that's really big, right? Like your payment system of Salesforce, you can enter it XRP into there.
That's
So
awesome.
there's a developer, yeah, they're developing tools that you can do that.
Yep. I heard Robinhood too, potentially soon.
Oh, so Robinhood, that's been around for a while. Or not been a while, but that's been rumored for a while. Robinhood acquired BitTrue, or no, Bitstamp. I'm sorry, not BitTrue, Bitstamp. Probably about a month ago or so ago, which is a large crypto exchange. And Bitstamp, they're partnered up with Ripple, and they're big proponents of XRP. And they just tweeted out a tweet the other day where it had like the moon and XRP, and everybody is, are sitting there saying that, hey man, possibly, Robinhood could be listing XRP, right? Which would be massive. It would be. Not in my opinion, it would be massive. I'm not really a big Robinhood guy, just because of the simple fact that they really do control the stock market. Citadel and all them, the market makers. Anybody that was in like GameStop and AMC, Not most recently, but most recently is a good example. But before, back in the last squeeze, right? They know what I'm talking about. How Robinhood legitimately just closed off trading, halted trading, and I don't like that fact of that they have that ability. Now, if they go on a distributed ledger technology that they can't hold and that run 24/7, and let the free market aside on certain stocks or certain crypto, then I'm more of a proponent on, rather than just having these elites, you would say, the power of the be, that just control when people can or cannot trade, because they're the ones that are having certain positions out, and if it doesn't go in their favor, it could liquidate them. And they're seeing that the massives are coming together.
Hell yeah. I mean, they're bugging. They're definitely bugging. You can tell. I mean, they fenced up the Federal Reserve. Did you see that? They boarded it up.
Yeah. So
Completely boarded it up. It used to have a fence. Now it's like a big wall almost.
yeah, so I saw a couple of videos on that. I know that there've been videos too in the past as well. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Regarding the Federal Reserve. I find it really interesting that China, one of their banks, they collapsed the other day, right? Which is another tall tale sign that, hey, we're on. In my opinion, whenever I see things that regarding the financial system, it's just another tall tale signs of like, hey, confirmation this is
Yeah.
happening. I had a 2014 Ram Rebel truck, right? Beautiful truck, beautiful truck, right? Red and black, and it was decked out. And I bought it extremely low during the pandemic, right? Because everybody, the dealership needed to sell vehicles and nobody was buying them. So I called up one of my homeboys. He had this Ram Rebel that I wanted, and I ended up getting it for a killer price. And then all of a sudden, whenever the pandemic got lifted, the prices of used cars just started going, to the moon. And in 2022, towards the end of 2022, I saw that it was peaked out, and so I ended up just selling my truck.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so that was a tall tale sign that I kind of figured that real estate was going to start collapsing, which it is, right? Commercial real estate, residential real estate, vehicles, right? All of those were all indicators that I look at. And now it's like you see all these other indicators going on as well. That on a technical analysis standpoint. Now we can talk about the conspiracy standpoint too, because it goes hand in hand as well.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, like ever since like April 8th. April 8th was
CERN.
Yeah, ever since April 8th, when we had the crossing, when we had the eclipse, everything has been coming out. Nothing, things are being released at, in my opinion, godlike.
Yeah.
Right. And
Godspeed.
yeah. And it's like, if you're paying attention to the small bits of things, then you know what I'm talking about. But whether it's regulations within blockchain, cryptocurrency, advancements in AI, right? New discoveries, financial systems starting to collapse, like stuff like that. All of this stuff is starting to happen. And so gold has reached all-time highs again after again. So for me, it's like, we have these confirmations that things are happening. The only problem is like a lot of people ask, "Oh, when is it going to be done? When will be the final collapse?" And it's kind of like, well, don't worry, it'll happen. Don't worry. The problem is that the people that are just waiting around and waiting for this impending collapse to happen, or if it a collapse is inevitable. We're actually in the collapse right now, but more so, the recovery period is going to be very sharp, right? And I believe that is 100% going to be true. So, those people that are waiting for this impending collapse, are they hedging? Are they getting ready? That's why I asked them, right? I'm just like everybody else, that like, hey, I want this story, this climactic story that we're in, this movie that we're in, to end already. But in my opinion, things have to align accordingly, which they are, and then you're just going to see that flip of a switch moment. Like, because I have a good buddy. He's also in the Telegram as well. And he's really popular on X in the XRP community. He goes by the name of Smokes, right, with a Q instead of an O, right. So where he aligns with, right. But he does a lot of amazing research when it comes to blockchain and cryptocurrency and XRP and XLM. And he even mentioned that, through his research, it takes 8 days for the whole entire financial system to switch over. 8 days for the whole entire global financial system to switch
Hence
over.
the 10 days of darkness.
Yep.
Hmm.
So 8 days. And if you're locked out, it's like, this is where I'm kind of like, you want to know what you hold, because this is where I'm kind of like,
It's gonna be gone.
Yeah. Like,
If you don't, if you're not ready, it's gonna be gone. That's it.
Yeah. So this is where, like, some people that trade like crypto and stuff, and this is where I'm kind of like, should probably, I like to trade and look at technical analysis too, but you always want to secure your bags, right? It's fun to play around, but for the most part, you never know if you're going to be locked out of the system, right? And as conspiracy, as crazy as it sounds, right? Nothing too big to fail. Like, nobody can sit there and say that. Because even the biggest empires have fallen before throughout time and history. Just the only reason why people don't believe it is because they've never seen it with their eyes. But you can easily go back in history and see that it's happened before. So, do you want to be caught holding the bag, like the wrong bag, or do you want to be caught holding the right bag? Right. So, I always tell people, like, just make sure that you know what you hold, make sure that that you secured that you're okay in the position that you're in, and that you're just adding to that position, because we already know the directory that we're going down. You can ask all the questions that you want, but you can't stop what's coming. Like, you can't. I'm sorry for people that want to sit there and start asking, like, oh, this is impossible, yada yada. I'm like, look, man, nothing's impossible in this world now. Especially when you can you can be able to since anybody can be the creator and the architect of their own matrix, nothing is impossible.
Right on.
Yeah. So
it's crazy. Honestly, it really is crazy with everything. I like, last night, we'll get into it. Barron Trump, everybody showed him, everybody's showing him right now. You were going on the national debt clock news. Do you want to get into that real quick?
Yeah, you want to show it, Tony? Can you load it up?
Can you load that up, Tony man?
Yeah, absolutely. National debt clock.
Yeah, just you at debt clock on X. Yeah,
It's on X. Tony's got like 100 notifications. He's so popular.
Let's go, Tony.
Yeah, exactly. Tony
Right,
knows what he holds. No, that is the live debt clock. Go to his page real quick.
Oh, okay.
DA Truth. There it is.
Okay, there we go.
There he is.
There we are.
There
Going
it
down,
is.
quantum leap.
That was it.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Have to have high hopes for a living. Bang. Chicka wang wang.
Right there.
Look at that guy.
So as soon as I saw this, I just chuckled, right? Because I'm like, man, every single time one of these debt clock comes out, it's like another confirmation that information I've shared in the past. So it's a quantum leap, right? And it's a wealth creation, and a lot of this had to do with, remember inside the Telegram that talks about, being sovereign citizens and whatnot. This is the debt clock. This is the image that the debt clock's also referencing too, right? Some information that we've shared inside the Telegram. But we're going through a quantum leap, right? And you can think about quantum leap as far as it being like blockchain technology, right? Or a high advance of, technology. Fourth industrial revolution, whatever you like to call it. We're going through it right now. We're literally going through it right now. right? So it's not like you have to adopt or you get left behind. They're not lying. They aren't lying. So it's kind of like you got to quickly like learn how to do, like not quickly learn, but just like at least expand your mind to at least be open to learning about it, right? So on the quantum leap, what really stuck out to me the most is that I shared a video about from Donald Trump, and he even mentioned that we're going to be going through a quantum leap. Right? The America would be going through a quantum leap. Our world will be going through a quantum leap. That already resonated with me because quantum was already blockchain, and I've been in it for so long, and I'm like, well, you're taking money that moves right now, the legacy system that takes two days to all the way to a week to send money across borders, and you're changing that all the way to a new monetary system that takes seconds instead of days. And if that's not a quantum leap right there, I don't know what is, because money controls everything in the world. So if you can make the movement of money move at the speed of light, not only are you going to be able to grow the GDP, you're going to be able to expand upon human civilization and everything like that, but you put it on a decentralized network that not just a handful of individuals or a group of, the power that be control, right? And it's, open to anyone. You essentially create this, this heaven on earth that everybody talks about. It creates that ability to create heaven on earth. And that's exactly what that clock just came out with. I'm just like, oh my goodness, like, yeah, Trump did it again, and I know some people are kind of a little, kind of like controversial towards them and whatnot, but I've always seen Trump as a different person, different person, even though like I'm not a Republican, right? A lot of people may align and sit there and say, oh, Echo's a Republican, right? No, I'm not a Republican, right? Because there are Republican views that I don't, align with, nor am I Democrat, right? I am definitely a independent, right? I have my own views, right? And for me, it's like, I do understand that we're going through this shift in technology, and a regular conservative person does not like technology. If you're a straight conservative person, you do not you're obviously conservative. You like conservative views, right? You don't like change. Now that's evolving now about what a conservative or Republican is, right? But you're more so an independent, right? And that's what, for me, that's where I feel like I am. I'm not gonna lie to you. Conservatives, they don't like marijuana, right? I'm a big proponent of marijuana. I do believe in the Second Amendment, though. But I don't believe in big governments, right? But I do believe in being able to create your own wealth and create businesses and stuff, right? So again, this is where I'm kind of like, I don't fall on either side, but I align with a lot of views that whenever for example, like Trump came out yesterday and introduced his son, right? I thought it was very particular, considering that with the debt clock image, because me and you, we talked about Ingersoll Lockwood and the last president. And the story, the marvelous journey and adventures that Baron Trump went on within the books. And I'm over here like,
it's crazy.
Yeah, I'm like, are we living in one of Baron Trump, like one of his journeys?
It's crazy, honestly. It really is.
Yeah. So for me, I'm like, if anything to do, Trump, he's a very business centric person. Like he understands business, and a lot of people, are negative upon him about like, oh, he filed bankruptcy and whatnot. And I'm like, he filed bankruptcy on his business, right? Like, anybody that ran businesses, right? You probably ran, if it not, you don't want to sit here and proudly say, hey, I filed for bankruptcy, but anybody that had gone out and actually tried to run businesses, you probably failed one, two, few times, right? But you learn from those mistakes, right? This is why you're not running the business in your own name. So you don't personally have to, file bankruptcy. Your business files bankruptcy, right? But at least you're trying to actually do something. You're trying to make a change, right? And he filed bankruptcy on businesses before because he tried things, it didn't work, And I mean, for the most part, I'm over here like, at least looking back on the past 4 years, and nobody can sit here and say that their life has, or let me say, I can't sit here and say nobody, right? There are people, but majority of people would agree with me and say that in the past 4 years, their life has actually gotten worse. Or society looks like it has gotten worse. And I don't believe what they say on mainstream media. I don't care what Jerome Powell has to say, right? I don't give a because anybody that believes that inflation is transitory and listen to him 4 years ago doesn't understand how money is printed and how money is created. But then majority of other people too that that don't believe that as well, right? They also don't believe and don't understand how blockchain technology is, why it was created, and the reason, purpose, and the purpose for it. And this is where the quantum technology comes in, because blockchain technology is quantum technology, right? With the combination of AI and everything as well. So I'm over here like, it's just so funny to see everything start to come into fruition. Kind of like I'm my own matrix, or I'm in my own little matrix world, and I'm the architect of my own matrix, right? Now, by no means am I a millionaire, but I'm not wishing to be a millionaire, right? I'm trying to just get the information out, and I'm just like, okay, well, this, I'm solving these problems, gathering information and pieces, and using my own discernment, trying out different things within these spaces. And I'm like, okay, well, this is work, this makes sense on why we have this doesn't make sense on why we have this, right? But I can put two and two together to sit here and say, okay, well, if this doesn't work, then let's go ahead and plug this one in, right? So I don't know. I mean, that's how I'm seeing, at least it's how this whole entire debt clock is working out. And with the creation of like the Telegram, it makes me feel like that I'm on the correct path, right? Because if we can become our own sovereign citizens, right, then essentially we can create our own community to be sovereign as well.
100%. Yeah, no, it's crazy because we were talking about it earlier, and it's, like you said, that this isn't a thing that's in the old world, that you could create your own currency within a community. There's all these, like you said, laws and regulations. It really is a different world. And that's the other thing. It's like, I know you're so in the communities, all these different communities. I'm curious, do you ever talk to people who aren't? Because I talk to them a lot, and man, people are lost. Like, they are in the matrix.
Yeah, I tried. I tried, and I think a good portion of my
I
yeah,
tried.
I cried. I tried and I cried, right? I did in the past, that going forward, like I think it happened, like stopped happening like a few months ago, where I've just like ignored it, right? I'm like, look, man, like, I'll hold a conversation, but I can gauge within the first 5 minutes on what level of frequency you're on, how much knowledge and where you're at. And within that first 5 minutes, I can definitely tell which conversations I can hold with somebody, right? Now, it depends on, if I just want to be, I hate to use this word like this, but I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it actually. If I want to be an asshole, right? And just be like, hey, I know what's about to happen. I just start filling out things to them, right? Because, it'll help them start questioning, right? On their motives, right? Because again, I feel like I've been in this environment for a while. Am I still learning? Yes, right. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm perfect at it, but I definitely feel like I'm ahead of my time as far as like the information I've gathered and I've obtained, right? And this all goes back to also the gematria too, because I feel like God speaks in code. And there's been things within the gematria that I'm like, man, there's not a lot of people that have been able to like figure that out, like put that together and got this message. People can sit there and say, yeah, it could all be manipulated. Well, I mean, pretty much everything in this world is, it's already, in my opinion, this is why I'd say we're living in a simulation, right? Everything's already been coded in, right? It's just like people are aligned on what their task is that they're supposed to do in our world, right? This is why you have people that are NPCs or people that are your light workers or your people that, you know, just echo the truth, right? And stuff like that, you know. So yeah, I mean, for me, it's like the people that, you know, that are out there in the world that are living your day-to-day lives, right? You know, I see it, you know, I don't try to engage with it, just because of the simple fact that I'm like, hey, you really want to know the truth, just come on over to X. And you don't have to follow me, but you can see that everybody over on X, we're pretty much aligned similarly, right? There are some people that don't align with other individuals, but for the most part, you can start, you know, doing your research from that point.
Yeah, no, it's tough because I'm just like thinking about people because we go to this specific bar and I'm just thinking they're like not, you know, they're not bad people. You know, it's not like they're low vibes. They're high vibes, honestly, if anything, but they're just so lost. It's crazy. They don't even know what the hell. It's like I'm speaking dooba dabba deeba dooba, and that's what they're hearing. You know what I mean? It's crazy. And I feel for them because I'm like, you guys are gonna be left behind. You guys are gonna be like scrambling when you like said the switch flips.
Yeah, they can. I think at first it will, right? Because it's kind of like you have to have that wake up call.
Mhm.
But you know, I'm a very positive person, as a lot of people may know, right? And I believe like towards the end of all of this, like a lot is going to be revealed, and there's a lot of hidden wealth out there that a lot of people are not aware of. Where a lot of people can have a lot of money, right? You know, and a lot of people may think it's a negative, right? They'll be like, "Oh, there's no way everybody can have money," but you know, they only think about it like that because they're prone in that current world, the current society that we live in right now, right? This current world.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, it can't work." No, it can. It can work because, you know, if you're not fighting for money, if you're, you know, you can actually end hunger and you're not fighting over taxes and everything, and you know, you can actually expand upon human civilization. You know, do good humanitarian work and projects and stuff like that. Money shouldn't even be an issue, in my opinion. Money shouldn't even be an issue, right? There should be no reason why, you know, we don't have apple trees all over the world and just planted everywhere. And somebody we're hungry, you just grab a piece of apple and just start eating it. But
100%.
yeah, but for some reason, you know, in order to buy, you know, get apples, you have to buy it and you have to pay a tax on it. And I'm like, what the hell? Doesn't make sense, you know? But the power of the bee, you know.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. I just was curious, but dude, Tony, I want to pull up. You know, there's so much craziness in the world, so many rumors, so many theories. There's a theory that a dragon, multiple dragons, a Leviathan has been released. You know, I don't know. I don't know what to make of it, but I just want to play this video because I always just try to bring things that are not, you know, seen in MSM, and this is definitely.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, go.
Storm this is. The dragon has been released. Apparently, Robert, more dragons to come. The dragon has been released.
Could this anomaly have been something more?
The music.
Very intense.
Start of Hurricane Beryl.
And apparently, Robert, more dragons to come.
Could they be dropping hints?
The dragon has been released.
Coincidentally, it is the year of the dragon. And just for fun, this is Beryl Crystal.
How crazy is that? That last one got me with that's Beryl Crystal, Hurricane Beryl, and the imagery for the dragon on the Statue of Liberty is that color of that. So I was like, all right, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And you said it earlier, like this world is so effing crazy. There's nothing I wouldn't believe. Like if all of a sudden it was like there's actual footage of a dragon, I'd be like, yeah, no, I bet that's crazy, but I bet. You know, And they're
Be
like,
the,
HAARP
what's that thing called? The House of Dragons. Be like the real life House of Dragons.
yeah, like and then like we just went into that timeline.
Michael's a Targaryen.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I knew it.
Let's go, bro.
Oh,
Let me get one of them eggs, though, bro. Come on.
yeah, dude. I see some comments, Tony. You want to snag some of these?
Oh yeah, we have a bunch of good comments here. Let's see. Obviously, we have the normal, usual suspects here. Josh B, Yo, LFG. He says Nick Main was back in here. By the way, he did confirm that the power outage in Houston is because of the hurricane, which is pretty crazy. I wonder. Do you actually? Do you know where that video of the news like that where they were from? Was it in Texas? Do you know?
Of that clip?
Yeah,
I'm
that
not,
clip.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
The dragon.
The dragon, dude, is in Houston. Then we have Josh, another Josh. The armies of Joshes also in the house.
Yeah,
Rabbit Hole
Downtime has an
Time,
army of Joshes that,
literally
that are awesome.
and they're by our side, dude.
Yeah.
He says Alice having a field day with this stuff. Danny V in the house saying, "Let's freaking go! Know what you hold, baby." Down the rabbit hole we go. Let's see. We have Infant 13 in here. He's locked in. We have the from X who's let's go. Josh B preaching, let's go. He says, and you guys are, and we're paying taxes with taxed money. It makes no sense. And then Infant is back in here. He says, dude, look up the space between the bottom tip of South America and Antarctica. You can literally see it's a head shape.
Yeah.
Its wings stem into North America.
I
saying
saw
there
this.
are islands that have smoke visible from Google Earth.
Yeah.
Where the nostrils should be.
And I was gonna send one of those, but there's a it's tough for me with that one. The head does look like a reptilian snake formation. I've watched this one video of this woman, who explains Google Maps and Earth and how it's even years of imagery sometimes and this and that. It's tough. It's so tough with that stuff for me personally to believe when you see that. Like there was a video I sent Tony and it's a Google Maps. I mean, I think I sent it to you, Tony. You could see if you have it.
I can double check right now. Hold on.
It might have been through text message.
Let's see.
Or maybe Instagram Messenger. That's a funny video. You gotta watch that later. But regardless, just check X Messenger.
Okay, cool.
It was it's all crazy because like it's a Google Maps video. The guy's like, "This is I don't know, this is crazy. If I knew Photoshop, I would do this." And he zooms in on. No, I guess I didn't send it to you.
That's
so
all right,
weird.
Dude.
He zooms in and it shows like people on a boat scared, and then it's like 3D. He turns it, and it's a big Godzilla looking thing coming out of the water, and it's just like, see, people could put that. How does that get there? Unless that's real, but I don't think that's real. I mean, it could be, but I don't think so. Another question, Tony.
Yeah, Camille's in the house. Camille says, want a rabbit hole? Bouvet Island in the Norwegian weather station island that has been producing weird ripples in the skies. Look up negative. I'm not going to go through the whole number in Google Maps.
She's right. That island disappeared for a couple years out of nowhere on Google Maps, resurfaced. She knows what I'm talking about. And the ripple she speaks of apparently is HAARP technology. Oh, it's a boy. Sorry.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy, dude. It's in Norway.
It's in the ocean somewhere, Tony.
Right. That's crazy.
What do you think about that, Echo? You look shocked, flabbergasted right now.
I mean, I didn't even know about that, to be honest with you.
I feel like every show now we get you with one thing now.
Hey, I've never stopped learning. I am never going to stop learning.
Last one was the John Trump. That's why the John Trump shit with Donald and Barron in that book is crazy, because John Trump got Tesla's tech. North of Antarctica.
It's a Norwegian island. Interesting.
Yup. I saw that. That shit's crazy. No, it really is hard to know what's going on with the weather, because weather modification's so real. You can never know. I feel bad. I mean, we're in Connecticut. Are you? You guys aren't going to get hit, are you?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm in Kentucky, so I think we got hit like with the weather, like from the hurricane.
Yeah.
But I mean, I used to live in Houston, so
Oh, wow.
hurricanes were a daily thing. Like not daily, but it's just like whenever there's a hurricane in Houston, it was like, okay, well, there's another one. There's another one. It happens every single year. Hurricane season, right? It sucks for anybody that has no power. I'm sorry for anybody that doesn't right now because I've lived through it. I went through whenever Hurricane Rita came through and hit whenever it clipped Galveston, right? I lived in Pearland, which is probably about 20 miles from Galveston, and we didn't have power for almost 2 weeks. So yeah, especially during the hot seasonal time right now when you have 100+ degree weather, it's not fun at all whatsoever. But it doesn't surprise me that everything is being unleashed at the moment.
No, 100%. It's crazy. I am seeing, with everything, honestly, I saw, like, for example, we were talking about the celebrities, like, J-Lo canceled her tours, and apparently she's under house arrest for the Diddy stuff. And then Matthew Perry's death is now not a suicide. It got changed to a murder, and several high-end celebrities are being interviewed for, potential suspects.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Which is,
That's
it's all
crazy.
coming down.
Like,
The cards are coming down.
And then Agenda 47. Did you read into that
No,
from Trump?
no, I have not.
Oh, you got to read Agenda 47, right?
Give me
About like, well, there's a list of things, but one of them is like where he is going to where the people that have committed sex trapficking and caught doing sex
I've seen
trafficking.
clips of this. Keep going though. Yes, I have. Go ahead.
Yeah, they're just gonna take them out.
Yeah, they should be. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, absolutely. But I feel like this is where all the story will be revealed to all of us, right? Like whether it's the Epstein list, right, the P Diddy list, and everything. It's like they're lining everything up, right? Because they don't want to do it, over time. They want to do it all at once, right? The switch,
10 days.
yeah, the switch has to be done, and everything got to come out at one time, like. And it's going to be a cultural shock for normies right out there. They're going to be like, what's going on? They're going to be freaking out.
Dude, people are going to die just from what's going to happen. They're just going to have like a heart attack or a brain explosion.
Yeah. Like this is why a lot of people aren't going to make it on the other side because they're not going to be able to handle the amount of information.
Yes. Yeah.
It's going to be information overload to them. Right. Yeah. And just because this is where I'm like, okay, just because you make it out and you have money, you might make it onto either side. It's not going to mean that you're going to make it out on the other side. Like money doesn't mean a difference on the other side. Right. You're going to have that belief side. Right. Because you're going to be so much information overload that you probably won't even be able to withstand the information, and you might drive you insane and crazy.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
So that's why I'm like, okay, well, you cannot just focus on money. Right. This is why a lot of people money plays a big in my opinion, plays a role into everything going on. Right. But you kind of got to have that healthy balance. Right. So for me, I'm like, okay, well, I understand how the money works. Right. But I'm not focused on the money. Right. I'm focused on learning how the money and the concept works and how it's going to be transitioning in the new world, how to operate in it, and all of that. Right. But for the most part, since I'm already tapped into that right, that when everything does unfold and it does get revealed, right, that it's not going to be information overload to me, where toward a normal person that's just working their 9 to 5, not even paying a glimpse of attention to what's going on, right? You're adding, how to operate into the new system, why, you're trying to question at the same time why it happened, who's involved in it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Everything, every conspiracy that that could have been said over the years, well, not every one of them, but a lot of them would have come true, right? you know, kind of like you have to swallow, those people are going to have to swallow their pride too, because they're like, oh, you know, they can't sit there and say, oh yeah, I told you I knew about that. No, homie, you didn't know about that because it's all over social media. You know, you didn't tweet about it, you didn't post about it, you weren't sharing the information, so you can't just jump on the bandwagon now. That's not how it's going to work. You know, receipts are everything in the new world. Receipts are everything. People, you know, this is why I love Twitter. I'm like, or not Twitter, but X. You know, it's like, hey man, receipts are everything. You know, you can go back and, you know, and fact check somebody and see like, hey, are they lying, or are they just jumping on a bandwagon because they, you know, this is the direction that we're going in.
Yeah,
homie, I'm gonna call you out on your BS. You know, but I want everybody to make it, or I want as many people to make it as much as possible, right? But at the same time, you know, you kind of got to, you know, tap out of the matrix, right? And it's not just the money side; it's more so the asking the questions, right? The more questions, the more rabbit holes you go down, the better. But at the same time, it's like even the most absurd and craziest thing that you could even think of, it is very plausible in the world that we're in, because you know, if we live in a simulation, a video game, or whatever you like to call it, a movie, right? Then anything is possible. You know, all the way from, you know, sacrifices, because sacrifices are not, that's nothing new. That's what I'm kind of like. Well, a lot of people don't believe that happens. You know,
I know. It's crazy. I'm like, dude, it's centuries old. They're Satanists forever. It's been happening forever.
Yeah. You mentioned it's happened throughout history and time. Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, people don't believe it's not real. And I'm like, what? Like, you know, I don't know. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with the normies once the switch is flipped.
I mean, it's crazy. We go out on weekends, and that's all I think about. I'm like, Jesus, everyone's done for here.
I stay in on the weekends.
No, you don't.
I stay in. Yeah,
he hustles people at the pool table.
Maybe.
Just be like, hey, you know, be like, you know, can we hustle for Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
They'd be like, what?
Yeah, I convinced them to buy XRP and then make them bet it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You should.
Here,
but hey, say what?
Here, let me set up your wallet.
Exactly. Hey, if they do have XRP, then hey, you just created a new friend right there, because you know there's less than 3% of the world that owns any cryptocurrency, right? Or no, 5% of the world owns less than cryptocurrency, right? And if 5% of the world owns cryptocurrency, only 3% of that 5% own XRP. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, when they sat here and say like, you know, you could be the new 1%, I'm like, well, you understand how the money works, right? Why I'm such a big proponent of what's going on. It's like, you know, you need liquidity in this world. If you know that when coming in with a new monetary system, just don't focus on the price right now, because that price is irrelevant to what's about to happen. You know, if we're going into a new monetary system, it doesn't matter what the price is right now. The price is irrelevant. You know, yeah.
Everyone's so hyper focused on the price. It's crazy. Any creators I see, and everyone on X, like they're just like,
the price of XRP.
Yeah, I honestly.
Interesting.
Yeah. And with good reason, because some of them have been on rocking this boat for many years now. You're talking about, you know, even during the last bull run, right? It didn't break its all-time high, right? Which is a bummer. You know, for me, I wasn't in XRP at that time, right? I was learning about cryptocurrency, but learning about it throughout that time, kind of like, oh snap, you know, like, why is everybody so negative about it? Like, really what drew me to it was because I was looking at the cryptos, right? And you know, it's always been in the top 10. And I'm like, why isn't it in the top 10? It didn't break its all-time high. The SEC is after this, you know, put a lawsuit under, you know, Ripple, right? Which obviously, you know, helped facilitate XRP and its payment system in the rails, right? Why is every person so negative towards it? There's something here, for me, I started questioning. I'm like, there's something here. What is it? What is it? Then I started doing more and more research, start learning about the Fourth Industrial Revolution, right? World Economic Forum and all that stuff. And I'm like, oh, snaps. This is the new monetary system, homie. The only reason why the price hasn't changed yet is because they haven't activated the ledger yet. Or if they did activate the ledger, we're not seeing it yet. But you don't think it's not working in the background.
Yeah, I was going to say, what do you think about all those glitches?
Oh, yeah, definitely. There's no other cryptocurrency out there that's not glitching like that.
What the fudge, right? It's crazy. Like, I don't see any news about any cryptos glitching, and I'm every day base. It seems like I see XRP glitch to 22,000. I'm like, what? I'd shit myself if I woke up in the morning and XRP was 22,000.
Yeah. I mean, people say it can't happen, and because of market cap, and I'm like, market cap on what? I'm like, XRP and cryptocurrency is not a stock, homie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they're a piece of data, and if data is the new oil in this new world that we're going into, what's the market cap of data?
Mm-hmm.
There is no market cap on data because we don't know it. We're going into a new environment.
Quantum leap activated.
Exactly. I mean, you would shit your pants. I mean, everybody will start shitting their pants. They woke up $22,000 XRP. I'll be like, I'll be happy because I'll be like every freaking person. I'll be on the first thing I'll do is jump on X. I will look up every person that sat there and trolled me and said that XRP can't hit $10,000. I'm gonna be like, "What's up now? Repost. What's up now?"
Yeah, I already know. You probably have all those people saved in a folder.
Yeah, talk about
I should do.
Seats,
Oh. No, dude, that's so good, man. I like you, and I always tell Tony, I'm like, it seems fake that like because we're in on it so early, and like, I was too young for certain things, and it's just like you wish, oh, if only I was in on the Apple stock at $1 or whatever at a low price. That would be so sick. And it's like, we're here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's for one of the sickest things in history, I feel like, of humanity. It's such a cool, addition to life. Tony likes that.
Yeah, I like adding things to life.
It's the very first time in human history where the retail investors can get in before got in before the big dogs.
Exactly.
The very first time. Even Apple. Like, I love how you reference Apple. Even Apple, even if you got it in at $1, it'd been great, but you didn't get in before the big dogs did.
Mm-hmm.
Because the big dogs already got in beforehand.
Yeah.
They got in pre-IPO, right?
Mm-hmm.
Forrest Gump.
So this is like, as time goes on, like that's why I would tell people, don't worry about the price, right? This is like, focus more on, understanding the technology, why it's happening, right? Getting that sense of comfort, right? Again, just because you own 100,000 XRP, right, doesn't mean you're going to be able to make it out on the other side, because you can own 100,000 XRP, but you can easily lose it by making a stupid, mistake by transferring it to the wrong wallet because you didn't know how to transfer your money or your crypto. Instead of taking the initial steps on getting yourself set up, like people sit here and just focus too much on this price. It's like, for me, I'm like, dude, everything's going to happen. Just trust the process, right? I put this out on X earlier. I was like, trust the process, but the nerds win. Like, this is the battle of the nerds.
Mm-hmm.
The nerds are fighting this war for us. The nerds are the ones that create the codes. The nerds are the ones, think about it, right? Elon Musk is a nerd. He legitimately is a nerd, right? Jeff Bezos, I mean, as controversial as he was too, he's a nerd.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these capitalist people that run these gigantic companies, they all started somewhere, but they're all nerds too.
Mm-hmm.
They all just wanted to make a difference, right? Now, unfortunately, there are some other nerds that that are evil nerds too, right? So you kind of gotta like use your discernment. But this is where you look at I step back and I'm like, okay, well, the trajectory of our life is going in this direction. these nerds have developed it, right? You know, although some of their track records hasn't always been on par, right? You can't really just take one thing that they did wrong and just, you know, completely ruin out their whole entire reputation. Because if they didn't create, let's just say, for example, I'm going to be a little people are going to say I'm a little controversial when I bring up this figure, right? But Bill Gates, right? People are going to sit here and say, "Oh, Bill Gates is evil and everything." Okay, yeah, I can sit here and agree with that, right? But if he didn't create Microsoft, like legitimately create Microsoft and the computer platform itself, we wouldn't be at where we are with technology. Me and you would not be communicating right now here. It took an advancement of what he created to advance where we are right now. Now, did he lose his track along the way? Quite possibly, right? But I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna ignore the fact that he did something revolutionary in the past to put us to where we are right now.
Right. But you don't think someone else would have just done that?
They could have, but it probably wasn't on their they because everybody in my belief is that everybody in where God created all of us, everybody has their own role that they're supposed to play, right? And his role was to create Microsoft itself, right? And whether or not he was supposed to continue eating the apples, it was up to him, right? In which there's been several evidence to show proof that he has eaten the apples.
Oh, dude, he's a rat.
A lot of apples he did.
He's a rat bastard. Yeah, he sucks. He sucks now. I mean, you can't deny that for sure. But he definitely is. Just an evil man now.
Yeah, but again, I'm not going to sit here and say negative as far as like, okay, well, his technology that he helped create gave birth to, right? Microsoft itself, right? It wouldn't, because if there wasn't a Microsoft, then Apple wouldn't have had a competitor, right? And in order for innovation to thrive, you have to have competitors, because that's the only way to, hey, I'm going to one you up. I'm going to one you up. I'm going to one you up. Androids and Apple, right? That's a really good example.
Yeah, they just came out with the Android watch today, I think. Or yesterday.
Yeah. So this also goes with blockchain too, also goes with blockchain technology. There's always competitiveness in blockchain, right? Some people are very negative towards like Ethereum, right? Which there are some negative sides I'm not going to say about Ethereum, but Ethereum did exactly what it needed to do. It brought in decentralized financing, brought in smart contracts into the blockchain, right? Something that XRP and the XRP ledger couldn't do at the time, right? And if it could have been done, they didn't want to do it to the XRP ledger. They wanted to test it out somewhere else first, right? So, and now to create that competitiveness, now we've seen what, the Ethereum ecosystem did, Solana done, and now we're going to do something even better, bigger, better, stronger, more fast, transparent. And, we're about to see this rise of a phoenix moment, in my opinion.
I was gonna say, I hope so.
I feel like we will. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and give any price points, right? And anybody that sits there, I know I get that question asked quite a bit. Like,
oh, I bet. Like,
how much do you think it's gonna go to
for you?
Yeah, I always tell people it's gonna be, just to poke fun at or poke the bear. I'm like, hey, it's gonna be $10,000.
Yeah,
because people get mad at that. It's like, why? Why get mad when I say it's going to be $10,000? But I'm just like, okay, well, I'm just going to keep on poking the bear then, because then it's like, not only the crypto bros that just measure off a market cap, they're going to get mad and think it's going to be, it can't be done. And I'm like, okay, well, why can't it not be done? And I'm like, $10,000 in fiat currency, Federal Reserve note, If we know we're going into the new treasury dollar, which we are, right? That's not a given secret. We've been going into the new treasury dollar ever since 2000, right? It's shown on a debt clock. We've been releasing these real world assets. And if that happens, then what's shown on the U.S. debt clock is 1,776 fiat, the Federal Reserve note to each one treasury dollar. And if we're moving the money of the future, right? And there's only 100 billion tokens, actually less than 100 billion tokens, but there's only 100 billion tokens ever will be mined. We don't have enough XRP in my opinion. It's like we actually have people say that there's too many XRP, and I'm just like, if you're moving the money of the future and it globally, right, at the speed of light, 100 billion tokens is actually, it might not even be enough in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah. So what happens in that sense for XRP? It's just maxed out, capped out.
The price just keeps on going up. It goes up and never stops
Mm-hmm.
because you're going to need liquidity.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to interact on that network, right, which you can clearly see that, all of these banks, all of these institutions, all of these companies, they're all partnering up with Ripple,
Right. I mean, that's another thing. Why it's like it's crazy. And they're all partnering with it. Nobody is listening.
All they want to see is the price move, and it's like they'll do it whenever they're ready. They're not on your timeline. They're on their own timeline. They're on the timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Like kind of like just pull yourself back. Stay, focused on the mission, right? People don't know what the mission is. Well, the mission is to get onto the other side, get over to that quantum leap. That is the mission. Okay. If you don't understand or align with that mission, then you won't make. I'm sorry. I'm going to sit here and keep on saying it because you won't make it. Right? I'm so focused on that because I'm scared that so many people won't make it, and I understand life is very hard right now when it comes to the monetary system, and we're getting taxed on top of tax, and it's like, but you gotta have the faith, right? And if that means to open up your Bible and use discernment, me and you talked about this earlier, but use discernment when reading the Bible, right? But for the most part, if it helps you keep level and grounded, right? But at the same time, understand that to trust the process.
Mm-hmm.
We are living through the greatest story ever told. When this book closes, right? When this movie ends, this is going to be one of the movies in the series, right? The Roman Empire never fell.
Mm-hmm.
We're seeing it collapse right before our very eyes.
Yeah.
This is the true Roman Empire right now. But people don't realize that because they think that just because the Colosseum collapsed
Mm-hmm.
and the Roman economy itself collapsed, the people who ran Rome,
Yeah, they rebranded.
Yeah.
To the Catholic Church.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Which the Catholic Church,
the Vatican,
mm-hmm. which also part of, the Rothschild family.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like when you start going down those rabbit holes and start seeing like, okay, why we need a new monetary system, you're going to be able to wipe out all of that negative BS. You're seeing that, okay, well, this is the real true fall of the Roman Empire because they control the current ledger. The ledger is just the world we're on, right? The only reason why the world that we live in right now, and this is my philosophy, right, is that the reason why the world that we live in right now and our beliefs is because we are running on the single ledger, because the single ledger runs all the money, right? The fiat currency, the U.S. Federal Reserve note, right? But if you're able to remove that ledger and you put a new ledger on, then you go into a new world because you interact differently. You're going to interact differently. Again, you're changing the world that we're in right now, or the legacy system that takes 2 days all the way to a week. That's not secure. That's not fast. That's not cheap to interact with. That they punish you if you don't use their system, and you go into a system that creates that level playing field that is secure, that's fast, that's cheap, that's decentralized, that's transparent. You go into a new world. There's nothing can say, nobody can sit here and say that that's not a new world, a new environment, because that's really what it is. And anybody that's interacted on the networks knows that too.
I mean, it all, even the terminology is different. So that alone even can tell you it's a different world.
Mhm.
It really is crazy, you know. And I hope people do wake up because it doesn't seem like it, man. It really doesn't. Like you just said the numbers on how many people own XRP. I mean, that's crazy. And then on top of it, the people that own crypto, I mean, there you go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's still going to be people that have wealth, right? Because you have gold, you have silver,
Yeah,
right?
true.
Those are all wealth too. But in my opinion, right, the one that hold, if XRP, XLM, these ISO, compliant projects, right? If they're the new oil to this world that we're going to interact on, wouldn't you want to hold on to that oil?
100%.
If the big players, if you know that we need to use this in the world, you want to hold on to it.
Mm-hmm.
What that value is, I don't know. I can't tell anybody that. All I know is that it is valuable. There's nothing to sit here and say that it isn't. And if you're measuring off of current today's pricing, then you're not locked into what really the envisionary future. Why the heck did you buy crypto in the first place? Because crypto is just future technology. That's all it is. But you want to trade it like a stock, great. But your mindset is not in the correct timeline that it needs to be in.
Mm-hmm.
Mindset needs to be in, hey, this thing is technologies at the end of the future, data, information, right, on the blockchain compared to this current society and world. So
It's gonna be a whirlwind. We always say every time we talk that the closer and closer we get to November, it's gonna just get crazier and crazier, dude.
mhm. November is just the I guess I would say that climbing up to the November period is definitely the climactic point of the story, right? And
I mean,
then that's when the change starts happening, huh?
it has to be.
Hmm. But we're still not over. Like the thing is that like I was gonna make a post about this yesterday too. Like there's some people that want to just step back and relax and just say, okay, well, this movie is gonna play out no matter what. No, no matter what I do. And I'm like, no, everybody's voices and opinions matter. And one tweet or one post from somebody could actually change somebody's mind to look at going down this rabbit hole.
Mhm.
You could actually change somebody's trajectory of their lives, right? By just a simple having a conversation with somebody, just being open about it. But majority of people, there's some people, not majority, but some people just want to sit back and be like, okay, well, I'm just gonna wait till the story ends and just wait until it ends and just live my life, right? And I'm like, you can, but don't you want to, for me, it's like there's so many people to help save in this world, right? In my opinion, that everybody's voices, are matter, and everybody's opinions matter. And if you have so much strong belief, you never know who's going to resonate with you. You know, that's one of the main reasons why I came on social media was because I was like, man, I didn't expect for me to be the person that I am a few years ago when I first started this. I literally was just came on to there because I was like, well, I see this technology. I've had experience using it. I know the monetary system because I worked in it, right? I know how bad things are about to get. My family lived through histories that have seen, their economy collapse. So I can speak firsthand on, how it can happen because, again, my, family's from Vietnam, right? Anybody that knows what happened to the Vietnamese currency, the Vietnamese dong in its history knows like the important, why I believe in what I believe in, right? But then also I grew up during this unique time period where, and you did too as well, right? Where we saw technology evolve from the VHS that you're playing on in the background to, having,
Platforms. Yeah, exactly.
yeah. So we can sit here and be like, okay, well, we can see like quantum technology like blockchain is not crazy. It's
No.
not, yeah, because we went from having VHS 30 years ago to now in a little itty bitty chip, we can store almost every single data, probably every single all your VHS and
Easily.
DVDs you have there
Easily.
in just a little chip. You know?
Mhm.
And that's 30 years. You know, Brad Garlinghouse sat there and said that we've had this technology for 50 years.
Mhm. I know they always have technology before releasing it, if any, to the public.
Mm-hmm.
It's
That's
crazy.
what I'm like, dude. It's something we definitely have. If you don't believe that we don't have the ability to, you know, time jump or time what you call it? What's that called? Time travel?
Yeah, time drop.
Time travel or whatnot. If we don't have that, then you're not. In my opinion, I don't believe you're fully tapped in because they've been telling us that we can do it ever since Back in the Future,
Yeah,
and that's using Nikola Tesla's technology.
in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, that movie has
Capacitor.
has
The flux
stuff.
capacitor.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. That's Nikola Tesla's, technology. That's his patent.
hmm Tony doesn't know anything about that movie.
I know everything about that movie. Actually, it's my favorite trilogies ever. One of them. That's right.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Tony.
No, that was it. That was it.
He just wanted to say
Back to the
that's
Future.
right.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, because Michael looks like he got. He did.
Mhm.
Try to come at me about Back to the Future.
No,
No way. Dude.
I know you love it.
I know. I want to get this comment, by the way, from Camille. I don't know if you saw this, Mike. He says, Echo, thank you for all you do. A lot of tea you spilled today, LOL. I'm new to this channel, but I'm going to check you guys out. Deep dive in the rabbit hole, baby.
Oh,
That's what I'm talking
that's
about.
awesome.
Let's
Thanks,
freaking go,
dude.
baby.
You'll definitely love our stuff. This is one of our shows. We have a bunch of shows, but this is the only one like this for sure.
Absolutely.
You know the move made in 1992. The move made in 1992 sneakers.
XRP 262 question mark?
Yeah, so there's the so I know what she's talking about. And shout out to Airwick for bringing it up. So in the movie Sneakers that was released in 1992, and a portion of the movie there's a code on the computer that says XRP 262 in it.
Wow. Interesting.
Tony, you never seen this?
I can't say I have. I feel like I've heard of it though. Robert Redford. Oh wow, Sidney Poitier is in it too. Wow, River Phoenix, Dan Aykroyd.
River Phoenix. Wow.
You do so. This is a good clip right here. So find that clip and just throw it up on TikTok or X, and just references, and guarantee you people are going to be, because a lot of people still don't realize that. If they do realize it, this is why it's also really good for me to like repost and retweet and go through, be repetitive on information, because people forget it. They're like, oh, I forgot this.
There's the image right there.
Yep, right there.
XRP 262.
International Telelink access.
Think about it.
We got another comment underneath.
Yes. Airwick comes back. Sneakerella 2022 version Disney Channel movie XRP.
No, XPR.
Oh, XPR. Sorry, XPR. Disney Channel movie. Michael, you know that?
No, I got out of Disney Channel movies, probably like High School Musical. That was my last.
That's what really turned you off. You saw High School Musical and you're like, never again.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love High School Musical. Stop it.
Sneakerella, dude. That's interesting.
I'm not gonna lie, I love it too.
No, dude, they crushed it. And I just found out. Remember,
I can't handle
in
it.
High School Musical 3, the golf scene where he's like dancing all improv.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, they didn't even want it in the movie.
No, they were
probably.
like, damn, I can't
Yeah.
believe you could do that. And he's like, watch me.
Stop it, dude.
Sneakerella.
XPR.
Sneakerella.
Sneakerella.
There's a lot of references for cryptos and Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, XRP, throughout different movies and timeline, or different movies, right? Kind of like they've been prone for like to let us know that hey, this was gonna happen.
Yo, predictive programming. X-Files has a lot of stuff like that on it.
X.
Tony.
The X-Files.
David Duchovny. Great job.
No, it's a good show for sure.
It is. We have some VHS tapes.
We do have some on VHS. We have the first episode on VHS, actually.
No big deal, dude.
Yeah, dude. No, it's honestly all crazy. There's so much going on in the world. Like in the Telegram is a perfect example of that because there's just like so much to get into, and you could get lost, like I said, for a month.
Mm-hmm. Actually, Camille had brought up another good point too. He says JP Morgan shut down Tesla because of this technology, XRP being the technology, in a different form, but he did it. XRP can be transmitted with or without
Yes.
internet. How does that work if XRP is transmitted without internet?
So I've seen different information regarding it, and you can send it from my understanding and what I've never tested it out, right? But from my understanding, you can send it through an SMS message.
Oh, really?
And SMS is not needed internet. You don't need it internet for SMS.
That's pretty
beautiful.
Cool. That's awesome. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's always important to
know what you hold.
Oh man.
No, it's so true because people, dude. I mean, your money could be gone in a second, and you'd cry for days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What he does Monday through Friday, always crying.
For what, dude? It's okay to cry.
In Living Color, Damon Wayans
has a scene where he says, "Buy my ripples, man." I was a little too young for In Living Color.
Me too.
Yeah, I don't know. I respect it though. Obviously, Jim Carrey, Damon Wayans is funny. I know him.
The Wayans brothers are funny.
But there you go. Just even more, dude. In Living Color. I mean, what was that, like the early 90s, late 80s?
Yeah, right around there.
Gotta buy those ripples.
Gotta buy a Ripple. Gotta buy XRP.
Know what you hold.
Yeah.
Just know what you hold.
Yep. Right on cue. Someone commented it.
There we go. Miss Kono. Know what you hold with 100.
What else? What else do you want to talk about?
I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, there's so much things we can talk about, but
I think we covered a lot here today, huh?
Yeah, I mean, there's so much we could keep on talking, but for the most part, I mean, the trajectory and the timeline and information is like so coincidental about what's really going on. Nikola Tesla, right? The flux capacity. Oh, that's what I was gonna say earlier. You go on Netflix and they put out Back to the Future out on Netflix the other day.
Really?
They released it. Yes. And then I sat there last night and I was watching YouTube, and guess what comes out? What movie comes out in November? Huh?
Whoa, what?
In November?
Yeah, November.
Gladiator
2.
Yeah. November 22nd.
Roman Empire.
Yeah.
I'm like, really?
Right. Right for the election too.
Yeah, dude. That movie's gonna be bad.
Yeah, we saw the trailer for we watched it for Binge Buddies. Oh my god, it was trash.
Oh, you talk about the fall of Ridley Scott. There's way more like it.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll see. I mean, it can't. It's hard to live up to the original.
Oh
right?
Yeah, dude.
But it's just coincidental that they release it during the time that the real Roman Empire is falling.
No, it's crazy.
So funny.
That is so funny.
I'm like, yeah, this is that. And then Back to the Future, the new one is coming out next year, right? 2025, I believe.
They're making it back
to Tom Hardy.
Really?
I thought they were. I heard that they were, but I'm not. There's no confirmation. But if they are,
I heard that too, though. I heard it's just rumors right now.
With Tom Holland?
Yeah.
These are like fan made.
Tony would know. He's
okay.
4 days ago, it's been reported that it's likely.
Yep. See,
all of a sudden it just comes out.
Yeah,
they've been doing it the whole time.
Yeah,
it's actually pretty crazy too, because when we watched the trailer to Gladiator last night, we had a caller call in, and we mentioned how it's coming out November 22nd, and he was like, "Oh wow, November 22nd! Like that was the day that JFK got assassinated in '63."
Oh snaps!
Oh snap! Echo.
Yeah.
Hey, numerology is true People
Yeah.
that don't believe that it really is
Bro.
true.
JP Morgan says whatever millionaires don't use, that billionaires use astrology. I forgot the quote. Let me get it.
Yeah.
Astrology, numerology.
No, oh, there's
Astrology and numerology, they all align the same thing. Yeah. No, not the same thing, but they all align.
millionaires don't use astrology, billionaires do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Tony's like, what? I'm gonna start using astrology.
Nah, I can't. If anyone asks me their sign, my sign is just like, I don't know. Get out of here.
I don't think it's more of the sign, but more so like seeing the alignment of like stars and the sun and stuff, right? And there's forgot her name, Christine Lagarde, who is right now the president of the what is she? The president
European
of the
Central Bank.
yes.
Yeah.
So she came out with this was years ago, where she came out and openly said that numerology is real, and she gave examples of numerology. And for her to sit there and say that, and her changing the currency of the euro right now as we speak, right, to be on that elite level, that they're on it. They're on the numerology, the astrology, they all have to align. They all speak in code.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the code.
100%.
So,
Josh,
yeah, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and like talk about my signs or anything like that. Same like what Tony said, but yeah. Definitely true.
Oh, that's funny.
comment below that as well.
Oh yeah, Camille back in the house. She says XRP works similarly like the technology behind Enormous Watt. It's a radio frequency that can charge any device in a 30-foot radius and has been tested by the government and proven to be safe to humans. I've never heard of Enormous Watt.
Never heard of it either.
No.
I mean, that's great info right there.
I mean, Michael definitely needs to charge his phone, 30-foot radius.
Yeah,
device.
dude,
There we go.
My phone's dead in the morning when I wake up.
I go, it's literally 8 a.m. I could be picking Michael up. My phone's on 2%. Michael, you were just in your house, Michael.
I need to get that thing.
Yeah, dude.
We got
eventually it'll be to a point where we're walking around and it just charges for us at all times.
That's exactly what Michael needs.
That's beautiful right there. Music to my ear.
Free electricity. And I believe that's why they took out, or they didn't really take out Nikola Tesla, but they took him out. You know, let's be realistic. They really
hell yeah.
Because nobody talks about him until like, you know, recently, until, you know, Elon Musk brought him up, you know, creating Tesla and stuff. But if nobody really brought him up, right, and they, you know, covered it all up, a lot of people will forget about who Nikola Tesla was and like what he was awarded for. You know, the dude was an innovator of our time, right? Like the dude was on the highest level of innovation, you know, higher than Einstein, right?
Yeah. 369.
Yeah.
And the magnificence of 369. Yeah, no, he was crazy. Maybe Tartarian descent, came from Tartaria, they say. Who knows?
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me just because of the simple fact that, you know, we have you know, thorium, which is, you know, nuclear powered energy, which is also referencing Tesla's work, right? In the flux capacitor, you know, that's needed for unlimited energy. And, you know, if that's the case, then, you know, Tartaria could be real, right? The unlimited energy is real, right? You know, we know that there's resources out there. It's just, what are they hiding? You know, there's so much that they're hiding from us that I believe that, you know, again, once it all gets revealed, the people that don't want to believe it.
Dude, today's Tesla's birthday.
That's what
it is.
Monica. Wow.
Sonia, thank you. Let's go. That's epic. Look at us with all these alignments today.
Oh, wow. He's a July guy. Let's go.
Yeah,
dude.
today's his birthday.
That's sick, dude.
You think Sonia's lying to us?
No. I mean, it's possible. I don't know.
Never
I don't know.
I remember seeing a post about it earlier.
Okay.
I forgot to reference that, but
Well,
yeah.
You snooze, you lose there.
You know,
Echo.
I was born in July too. You know,
Nah, no one cares.
maybe I'm Tesla reincarnated.
You kind of look like him, actually.
I feel like him right now. I got electricity just flowing through my body.
Oh God, you're static shock, if anything. We got another question, guys. What do you think will?
Why do you think the
Thank you.
ETF will be good for the XRP future? And that is from Bistrik Vasic.
I mean, to be honest with you, I don't really follow the ETF narrative. Not saying that we don't need one, or that big institutions don't need one, but why would it be good? I mean, you'll bring institutional investors inside of the XRP ledger, right, and invest in XRP. Larger institutions mean more liquidity, mean more value for XRP and X holders, right? And if we know that an ETF is inevitable, it's going to happen, at its current price point of whatever 40-some cents it is. I mean, it's only gonna increase in value, right? I mean, could it go down? Yeah, maybe. I mean, but if anything, I'd just buy more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Double what you buy.
Bro, if a 20 cent XRP were to happen, I would die, because I'll be like, yo, Luca, my son, I'm gonna pawn you, bro.
My son.
My son.
Don't worry, daddy will buy you back.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
No, dude, I agree. I'd sell Tony in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I know you would.
I'd buy you right back,
Sell
dude.
me out.
Don't
No, you
worry.
would.
As
No,
soon
you
as it bumps up, I got you.
I'd block the buy.
Your
I'd
money,
block it.
baby.
No,
Stop
no,
it.
Stop it, dude.
We got more comments here.
That's right. Camille wishing Tesla a happy birthday. Miss Kono says so cool. Tesla's birthday is today. Sonia Monica does confirm. True. Freedom Educator. My birthday is the 28th. Let's freaking
Happy
go.
birthday,
birthday.
July,
to
baby.
ya.
Stand up. What's your sign? Camille says ETF equals onboard liquidity. That's the only reason. Other than that, it eliminates you from owning an actual asset. Sounds good to me.
Echo's not agreeing there. He's,
Oh,
he's
no?
nodding his head a little bit. He's
I mean, I'm kind of like, yeah. I mean, for me, it's like, again, I could care less about an ETF because I own the real asset.
Exactly.
And if the institution need to get in and they need an ETF to do so, then go ahead, y'all create that ETF. Because then it's just going to bring more liquidity to the market, and it's just going to pump my bags more.
Exactly.
You can't deny it's not going to happen, right? Like, it's going to happen, and I know that it's very controversial. It was very controversial a while back where there was another influencer that sat there and said, if XRP becomes an ETF, then it'll be considered a security when XRP is not a security. And I'm kind of like, well, yes and no, but if you think about it, if the institutions want to onboard and they want more of a regulated level, right? Then they would just buy into an ETF, like a packaged ETF, right? And they might want to just do it that way, but wouldn't consider XRP a security if that's the case, right? Because XRP is not a security; it's a currency, But you can always package it up. I mean, gold has an ETF. I mean, gold's a currency. Some people call it commodity, right? It's actually a currency, but gold has an ETF too. The problem is with an ETF that you can actually, this is the problem with an ETF too. Problem with the ETF is that it gives them more of an ability to manipulate the market, right? Because you can create short contracts on it and suppress the price. This is why silver is being suppressed so low. By the way, people don't have silver. I'm like, you probably, I'm a very big person of diversification, and silver is definitely one of my long-term hodl bags, like really big hodl bags, right? It legitimately rivals my XRP bag because of how much I believe in silver. And all you have to do is just go back in history. I mean, the debt clock didn't have to tell me. I bought silver before the debt clock. The debt clock was just a confirmation for everything I learned about in silver.
Yeah.
Right? But yeah, whenever I learned about silver and I started learning about the monetary value, the history, how suppressed it was, right? How we don't have that much silver in the world. And I know that, hey, we're going to this quantum leap even more so ever now.
Mhm.
And we're going to need this silver. And they are going to be buying my silver from me, or they're going to be begging for my silver because of how expensive it's going to be. Right. It makes me just want to buy more, and everybody should be buying it. Have it put into a little portion of your bag, because we don't know which one's going to pop off first, right? But whether it's going to be a currency revaluation, whether it's going to be precious metals, whether it's going to be cryptocurrency, right? We don't know what's going to pop off first, but we know every one of them are going to pop off. But for me, it's like, okay, well, why not have a diversification in all of them, right? And I can celebrate with everyone. This is one of the reasons why the community that surrounds around me is like, it's so massive. It's because I talk about all of this, and I don't rule anything out, right? I don't rule out the conspiracy side of how crazy some things are, which some people in the XRP community, they don't like that, right? They don't like how conspiratorial I am, and I'm like, but conspiracies are fun, and they turn out to be true.
I know, it's crazy. More and more every day.
Oh man, Wayne, they're coming out with a new Matrix movie too.
Stop it.
Like another one, like a fifth one.
I heard it. Yeah, I heard a rumor that they're coming out with another Matrix movie
With Keanu?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Which I'm kind of like, to be honest with you, I know that some people didn't like the last one because it was because it didn't live up to the hype of the originals, right? Which it was never supposed to, right? But it was just supposed to trigger everybody's mind to be like, what is the Matrix? I thought that that's what it really was, like why they brought it back, right? It was like, it's going to be so hard to live up to the original to anything, but sometimes you need to just revamp it just to spark everybody's interest again. Like, just start questioning, right? So that's why I love all of these, like Ready Player One. They're coming out with Ready Player 2.
They are.
Ready Player 1 2. They're coming out with that one.
Ready Player 2, yeah.
Dude, I saw that movie in theaters 3 times. I swear.
I read the book.
No one asked.
I read the book,
like,
Michael.
You're a nerd.
You didn't read the book.
Why did I get stuck with the nerd that's building blockchains? I got stuck with the nerd that's making
reading books,
mini basketball hoops, and reading books on Ready Player One. Got the wrong nerd here. And he's from Staten
You'll be very happy. You're going to be very happy because at the end of the day, the nerds do win.
Yeah, that's right, Michael.
Yeah, and I got a Staten Island nerd.
I'm going to sell you, dude.
Yeah,
okay, I'm never going to buy you back.
Oh, dang, that's cold-blooded, dude. We got a couple more comments, and then we'll I think we could close out. I feel like we've discussed a lot. We've had a good little laugh. Thanks, guys, for the response. I love XRP so much. I know, me too, dude. I really do.
We have a bunch of early birthday wishes, by the way, too.
Yeah.
Sonia Monica wishes Freedom Educator a happy birthday. And Sonia says that their birthday is the 17th.
A week.
Let's freaking go. All these July babies. Best month to have a birthday.
You're so biased.
Why?
Because your birthday
is in July. So I know from experience it's the best month to have a birthday. Best month to have a birthday. We're gonna put the system on trial. And that's pretty much it. Miss Kono does wish God's Warriors 70 also happy birthday. Where is God's Warrior 70? I don't know because they didn't comment in here at all. So maybe it's just a shout out to happy birthday. But nonetheless, we're caught up in the comments just like that.
Hell yeah.
Just like that, dude.
Any closing comments, Echo, for the folks?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. We're gonna be going through this quantum leap. There's no doubt, right? So just stay focused. Remember that we're on a mission. Don't give up hope. Don't give up on faith, and just trust the process and know what you hold.
That's right.
There you go.
Guys, as always, thanks for tuning in. DowntimeTV.com for merch. Echo to Truth on basically all accounts. And if you need anything, just reach out. We're always here, and keep educating.
That's right, baby. Peace.
Let's go.